Ribbon, good run, mate. I know it's just the heat, but you made the final and that's all you can do. Now, beach running. It's something, did you start on the beach or did you start on the track and come to the beach?
Track to the beach was really what happened. Tennis, track, beach. Coaching with the kids and all that sort of stuff. So it sort of all ties in nicely together. So work and play sort of really sort of like the whole thing's just playtime.
Now, so the Manly Carnival, hopefully you'll get a win today, and this takes you on to branch and then state and then nationals.
Yeah, it was that would be the plan. It would be nice to do. It's pretty red hot today. There's a lot of guys from the interstate titles that are going to be here, so it's almost like a little mini Aussie. So we'll see what we can do and cross the fingers and have a red hot go.
Well, I know you'll have a red hot go, Ruben, you always do. Now, look, I know it's all about technique, and I know track running is about technique, but I'm sure in beach running the technique is probably even more so.
Well, it's been good working with Banger, Ben Wooden, and just working on a lot more turnover than there is on the track. You can apply a lot more power on the track. You've got spikes, you've got tartan tracks, perfectly flat. We're sort of like against the elements a little bit here, soft sand, hard sand, branches at Narrabeen. Not many people looking forward to running on that. Manly's pretty much the best beach around to run on, but just the fact that you need to be fast on the sand, and so I tell the kids as well, is like it's the world's hottest sand, and the less time you spend on it, the faster you'll go.
I know when I ran many years ago for the club, all I can remember is hearing Ben Wooden saying, "Lift your knees, lift your knees."
Quick knees. That's the one. And you just got to sort of like, it's almost like a little mantra in the back of your head, sort of ticking along as you're going. You sort of got to do a bit of a systems check as you go, and even though it's sort of like around the 10 seconds or whatever, you sort of still have time in that moment to sort of say, all right, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, pull that foot out of the ground, get the hands up, get the knees up, nice and tall, whatever it may be for everybody, but they're pretty much thinking about things the whole way down. Oh, look, rather than sort of like start naming them, I don't want to forget them, but there's some red hot kids. There's some real goers, and they train hard, and they reap the rewards. They get the benefits when the results come around, sort of branch and state, and all the little sort of carnivals leading up to it as well. I'm very, very happy with the way they're going. Very proud of them, and love coming down and seeing them train hard, and they deserve everything they get.
Good on you. Well, we're proud of you, Ruben. Well done, mate.
Thanks,
good luck in the final.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.
So I'm here with Ironman legend, world famous Craig Riddington, or Riddo. How you going today?
Right, I'm down here looking after the Queenscliff kids. I'm in the girls section because the boys section's right up there, a bit too far to walk.
Yeah, and you're one of the greatest legends ever of surf sports and for the Manly Surf Club. Bleed blue, they say.
You're too kind, but here I am coaching Queenscliff.
It's funny how it works though, isn't it? But can you tell us a little bit about, I guess, from your days as being on cereal boxes, being the hero, in surf lifesaving, and what it meant to represent Manly out here and race here at your home?
Every time we put on the Sky Blues, it's sort of you grew 10 foot tall, and I don't know, it's kind of every time you did a teams race, you seemed to perform better because you were part of that we used to have a real good generation of hardened athletes, and it was always great. We always were pumped to race for Manly.
And I've seen photos at the surf club and video of you guys, watching you guys walk down at the start of a Tapland or the surf teams, and you can see, I guess, that team spirit. And it's something I try and work with our kids to do. But what's the key? How do you how do you get that to happen?
You just got to believe in yourself. But we had a fella called Steve Wood, who was our motivator. He was our ski paddler in those days, and he'd take us up the beach, and we'd run along the beach in front of all the other teams and be yelling and screaming, and everyone thought, oh, look at those gooses. But at the back of their mind, they're going, oh shit, they're going to be hard. Well, not allowed to say. They're going to be hard to beat, these guys. So we always had that psychological edge, and he would drive that a lot. So it's good to have a team leader.
Yeah, so a real confidence thing, I guess, starting out. And you got a few members here from Queenscliff today racing. Yep. Open board race.
Yeah, mate. We're trying to. Obviously, we don't get much competition these days. This is the best one of the year, so it's good hit out. We're just trying to get them to race as much as they can and do as many teams races, because at the end of the day, you're putting it all in the memory system for the Aussies, aren't you? Well, the Manly Carnival's always been the pinnacle of the club carnivals, and you get all the people from interstate coming, which is really important, because other than this, we don't get to see what's happening interstate. Yep. And I think even these days, the interstate guys don't really get that much competition either. So this is really it before the big ones, I reckon.
Perfect. All right, great. Thanks, Riddington. Cheers.
Gentlemen, in the hands of the starter.
All right, we've got Mark here from Ocean Grove. You've come all the way from Victoria to the Manly Carnival. How's the weather been for you today?
Bit wet, a bit of lightning. It actually rained most of the morning, which was a little bit cold. So it's kind of what we're used to down in Victoria, but not what we wanted or expected coming up. But.
Yeah. So you obviously you've come up from Victoria, a long way from Ocean Grove. Why do you choose Manly, or why do you come up to Manly each year?
Well, the best thing for us is when we've got the national titles later in the year is to come up here and race against the better blokes up in New South Wales, or the better girls. And Sydney's not that far away. It's on the same time every single year, so we can plan around it. Yep. It's easy to get up here, and it's a great carnival. It's a super beach, and there's always lots of competitors, and we can really test ourselves and see how we're going, and then go home and regroup for nationals.
Yeah, and you're, I guess, in a similar vintage to me, where we're starting to get a bit older, and taking on some coaching roles and so on. What's it mean for the kids, I guess, to come up here? What do you tell them about it? You've been coming for years as well. What do you tell them? The Manly Carnival is, for them, or means to them.
The number one thing is for them just to learn more about where they need to race. When we're back home in Victoria, often there's not as many competitors, and it's different conditions. They can come up here and they really get tested, especially in the first 20-30 metres of a race. The starts are difficult. In the morning the tide's up high and there's a shore break, and then in the afternoon we've got the low tide, the potholes, and it's just completely different to what we're used to. So they can come up here and they can really sort of work it out, and we often find they make a few mistakes in their first 1 or 2 races, but we can pull them aside and say to them, this is what's going on, watch what's going on around you, and they can really learn really quickly and get ahead.
And what time are you going to hang around? Do you stay up here now till freshwater, or you're home after this one?
This year I've got the interstate competition on tomorrow and Monday, so staying around for that. Normally I would stay for freshwater, but this year it's a few days away, and
long, so it's
got to go home for work, unfortunately.
So Manly's the main one. Nail that. Home, and then training for Aussies and that.
Yep, training Aussies. For Aussie. Yeah, and so after this weekend, certainly got a few things I know I need to work on. So
perfect. We all need to work on a few things, don't we?
That's right.
All right. Well, thanks, Mark. Cool.
Thank you.
We're running.
All right, well, congratulations, Dane Hurst. Just won the Open Man Surf Race, so he's the champion here today at Manly Beach. How's the race out there?
Yeah, it was tough. You know, there's a fair few swimmers out there today, and only 3 weeks preparation, and sort of died coming in, but I was lucky. I got a wave and held it through to the beach and got me up to another.
Perfect. And you've had a bit of time out of the sport, and now what's it like to be back? You know, doing the surf race here at Manly.
Yeah, no, it's definitely tough. I've had 7 years out of the sport, so you know, trying to get back into the racing it's another thing. Even though I've done a bit of training leading up to it, racing's another element, and it definitely hurts a lot more than, you know, just swimming up bluffs and in the pool.
That's for sure. And the surf race is notorious for, you know, a bit of biff and stuff around the cans, and, you know, quite aggressive, almost like a water polo game. How was it out around the cans and things today?
It was pretty relaxed around the cans today. I've been in a lot worse situations. I was stuck on the outside going around the cans, so I wasn't really much of a puncher. I can get pretty heated out there. Guys are swimming, they close their fists and do all sorts of things, grab onto your togs, so it can get rough.
Yeah, so no togs grabbing today.
No one tried to grab the tuck. You know, Manly puts on a great event this time of year round. It's besides Australian titles, it's the biggest surf race for the year. You know, everyone comes from everywhere. There's guys from WA, guys from Queensland coming down Victoria. And everyone just involves themselves, and you know, it's a good spectacle for the day. Everything's going on. You got march past, you got swim races, surf.
It's certainly busy.
It's busy. It's a big day, and you know, even though the weather wasn't great this weekend, there's still a big crowd, and it shows what a great event it is. You know, I look up to guys like my brother Kai, there's Adam Weir, and all these guys sort of that I look up to have won this race previously. And I think that hopefully the tradition keeps on going. Young fellas look up to the next person, and it just keeps evolving. You know, surf life saving in Australia has such a big history. Hopefully this continues.